going on, iWrestling, and welcome to your results show. My name is Matt Graves, and I'm joined, as always, by Thom'as Devlin. What's going on, Thom'as?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just enjoying this sunny heat of the Hammerstein Ballroom, man. It's a lovely day, man.
Got your little sun, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that New York heat, bro. When it comes, bro.
And we are back in the Hammerstein Ballroom after a brief hiatus down south to Louisiana. We're back up state New York. And what a card. What a card we had here.
Fully stacked of non-stop action, as IW always does.
Right.
So, without further ado...
Don't fucking start with me tonight.
Without further ado, let's get things fucking started.
Yeah.
So, we have the IW Television Championship match on the line.
Right off
with
the bat.
the defending champion Darken Graves taking on Anarchy's Chris Connolly, the Extreme One. Now, Chris Connolly didn't waste any time, folks. He just went straight for Darken Graves with the offense. And after seeing Chris Connolly last week, man, he was game. He was ready, and he was going to take it by any means necessary. And he took it to Darken Graves. There was a few near falls and all that, but Darken Graves got some moves into the champion, showing why he is the champion. He got some offense in as well, with some near falls of his own. But when it comes into the match where Darken Graves had the advantage, and he has him primed and ready for the Cradle of Filth, he's just about to hit that move that's going to seal the deal, but all of a sudden on the Titantron in the PA system, Chaos's music blurs out throughout the center, and out comes Chaos running down the ramp, distracting the ref. Ref is dealing with his bullshit, and Connolly, the wily veteran that he is, manages to get a chair, cracks Graves across the head. Graves is down, gets rid of the evidence, pins him. Referee turns around. 1, 2, 3. We have a new champion, folks.
That's all she wrote.
And it is Chris Connolly bringing some go back for Anarchy.
Congratulations, Chris Connolly.
Yeah, but Darken Graves, he had a great run, man, and he was a game champion.
I'll tell you one thing. I would hate to be Chaos right now.
Oh yeah, big time. But you know, that's how the cookie crumbles, man. You gotta have your head in a swivel, and unfortunately, you just can't win them all. So,
right. Congratulations to Chris Connolly on that one.
Congratulations. We have another match. We have Billy Gore, another Anarchy member, taking on the Chosen One, Michael Parker. And this was a straight up fight, man. It was Gore was just fucking slaughtered him.
Yeah, he was being just Gore.
Exactly. Michael Parker wasn't ready. He was after being shown a bit of ring rust. He hasn't been in the ring too often. So Gore, taking full advantage of that, just destroyed him. Hit the Gore storm. 1, 2, 3. Gore wins, and that's all she wrote.
Man, congratulations to Billy Gore on that one.
Just goes to show, man. Like the ring rust does creep up to you after being out of action for a long bit. But hopefully,
sure does.
Parker can pick it up again. It's just one of those days.
Our next match was one that I know you're looking forward to. I was looking forward to. These two guys know each other. They're like brothers. They know each other like the back of each other's hands. Tony the Hammer Morrison taking on Doomsayer. This was a non-title match. From the opening bell, this one started out with fists flying everywhere. Tony the Hammer Morrison got the upper hand on Doomsayer. repeated elbows into the corner and backed up into the other corner and hit that running hammer splash, which he then turned into a DDT.
Over. Yeah, nice one.
He would pick up Doomsayer and give him a couple of short arm clotheslines, a la Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh yeah.
But Doomsayer would come back. He would hit the dead ringer twice, and even put Tony the Hammer Morrison in the 213 Cloverleaf Lane, and which Morrison refused to tap and finally made it to the ropes. Got out of the ropes.
Hardy boy. Very hardy boy.
Morrison started fighting back. He hit him with a stalling suplex and put Doomsayer up in the corner and hit that running boot and hit that hammer bomb for a 1, 2 3/4. Doomsayer would then go to get up and hit the absolute sacrifice, 2 count there, and he would go for Welcome to the Strange. He would nail Welcome to the Strange. 1, 2, and at that time the bell rang. Everybody's like, what the hell? The referee informed the ring announcer that the time limit had expired. They went the distance. 30-minute time limit draw. This one had everything in it, Tomas. These guys brought the house down and possibly stole the show.
Fuck yeah, man. It was exciting. I mean, I have to go to Morrison, man, because it's no easy feat to get the advantage on the big man Doomsayer because of his frame and just overall power. You know what I mean?
Right.
To get the advantage on him is just...
You can't forget about the mind games that were played this
too.
week.
Yes.
Dark and Graves even stuck his nose where it didn't belong.
Of course he did.
But I'm getting word that we do have post-match comments from both men. Let's go to Hammer Morrison first.
Sitting here at the Manhattan Center after I just had a war with Doomsayer. A war that people thought that I wouldn't even be able to keep up with. Right, Dark and Graves? Is that right? I respect the hell out of you, Dark and Graves, and I respect the hell out of you, Doomsayer. But you see, I knew for a fact that I was going to bring whatever it is that I need to bring, and I did it. Now, you're right, I didn't get the W. And I'm very disappointed in that. But I showed Doomsayer that he does not need to open my damn eyes. My eyes are wide open, they always have been. Next time, Doomsayer. Next time, you and I square off. I will kick your ass. I will beat you. I promise myself that, and I promise everybody here that. Now, I'm starting to stink, so I'm going to have a shower. Doomsayer, thanks for the war. You just turned the Hammer into beast mode.
Well, you can't really say much about that there from the horse's mouth himself. A very game Hammer Morrison. He's just got to be... He's put a fire in his ass like no man has ever done. So it's going to be real interesting to see what he comes out with next.
Yeah, well, let's see what his opponent had to say. Let's go to Doomsayer.
No. Time stoppage, huh? iWrestling. This was going to be something beautiful. But then, because of time restraints, you guys decide to stop the Hammer, you are very, very lucky. I was about to burn you. I was about to crucify you in the middle of that ring, you son of a bitch. Believe me, you knocked the wind out of me a few times, and I know I woke in something, but there is still a lot more to do. There is. So I don't think for a damn second that this is over, Tony. Because whenever we meet again, because we will, I'm gonna be the one to end the chapter and set the book on fucking fire. You don't time me out, damn it.
Fucking hell. Scary, scary man, bro.
Good God Almighty! What in the name of nobody knows was that? Something tells me this is not over.
No, not by a long shot. No, I think these guys could go on for fucking till not one of them is even moving, till they're incapacitated. You know.
Warn me next time he does some scary shit like that.
God damn. Very scary fucking man, bro.
This was not over by a long shot, and I look forward, Thom'as, to seeing the next chapter in this historic rivalry.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. We have the Asian Badass taking on Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten. And Kenzo and Johnny. Well, Kenzo was on fire this week. He was on fire.
He was.
He came out as the aggressor very early on in this match. Just hitting him, Johnny Rotten, with a lot of high striking moves, doing his martial arts and stuff like that. He hit the Devil's, he hit the Dragon Blade a few times for a couple of near falls, and the Inferno, a couple of near falls as well. Johnny Rotten hit his finishers a couple of times as well. But it comes to the match where Johnny was setting up for a finisher, but the Asian Badass counters out of it and hits the Devil's Final Fantasy, that power bomb into a backbreaker. Fucking devastating, man. And he goes for the cover, and the referee slaps the ground 1, 2, 3, and that was all she wrote. The Asian Badass gets the win over Johnny Rotten.
Wow. Great match. Congratulations to the Asian Badass, Kenzo Blackheart. Tearing down the house like he's been doing. It's only a matter of time before that guy gets gold around his waist.
It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Still a rising star. So he is still a rising star.
Speaking of rising stars in IW, we come next to the hottest stars in IW right now. It's a match I was looking forward to. I'm sure you were as well. Necro taking on the Wicked Sin DCE. These guys started off with a stare down, maybe not a handshake, but a stare down of respect. And then the brawling started. It would end up basically Necro would hit that get DCE in that point of decay, that last chance really light maneuver, and held on to it for a good 5 minutes. DCE refusing to tap until Necro just let him out of it. DCE would hit the black hole suplex, which is that twisting German suplex, only for a 2 count though. He would try to hit the death from above, that pile driver from the top rope, that oh so dangerous move that Necro would turn into a Hudan Rana and get a 2 count. But it would ultimately be Necro in the end, hitting a gut shot kick right to the abdomen and hitting that kiss of Alice. And that'd be all she wrote, 1, 2, 3. And then after the match, as Necro's raising his hand, Necro points at the Titantron, and we see the words flash, as above, so below. And a smile on Necro's face, and then the lights go out. Any clue what that's about?
Oh, I do not know, man. I do not know.
We've seen a few other people use that phrase here lately.
We've definitely seen him. He, as recall, he did it last week as well in his debut match against Blake Williams.
Dark and Gray's used it in his promo against Chris Connolly.
Yes, so God only knows. But Necro, he's
God help us all.
He's a scary fucking another crazy cat, bro. Yeah, God help us all. Yeah.
But congratulations to Necro on this, and
Absolutely.
he's going on he's on a hot streak. He's undefeated since his return to IW.
I know. Long may it last.
Our next match would pit the Irish Bastard James Park over the Outlaw Rick Sabbath. The Wealth versus the Black and Blue Crew, and James Park showing why he is the Irish Bastard here. Starting this match off right away with a nice shining wizard to Rick Sabbath. Went for a 3 count early, only got 2. Thought he was going to have 3. They would go back and forth. Rick Sabbath would hit the Gavel's lariat, but it wouldn't phase Park at all. Park would get right up and nail Rick Sabbath with a Pele kick. He'd pick up Rick Sabbath again and hit him with another Pele kick, only for Rick Sabbath to count out to kick out after 2. Sorry about that. Rick Sabbath would go and try to hit the president's chair on James Park, but Park would reverse it and hit the White Star Plunge for the 1-2 and not quite 3. As Rick Sabbath got James Park in the Cobra Clutch, but as we know, James Park doesn't submit. James Park got close enough to the ropes to where he could get his ankles around it and flipped Rick Sabbath over the top rope. Park then goes outside and hits a Gallo Glass elbow on the outside of the ring. Throws Rick Sabbath into the ring, and then it was money time. Hits that beautiful money shot on Rick Sabbath, and that was all she wrote. 1, 2, 3. He was out like a light. James Park looking dominant as ever and making a very big statement here in this win. Congratulations to James Park. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the Irish Bastard was just focused this week. He was focused. He walked with a purpose down that ramp, and he was just laser focused on Rick Sabbath because Rick Sabbath, as you know, from has been jabbering and slabbering about the Wealth for quite some time now, and Park wanted to shut him up. So I think
he did just that.
I think he necessarily temporarily shut him up though. But as you know, like Rick Sabbath is never gonna stop jabbering about the Wealth. But he got put in his place this week. That's for sure.
Congratulations to James Park. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to go to one of our sponsors. Here's a quick word from our sponsor, Blockbuster Video.
Think of all the mature, responsible things you could be doing. Helping old ladies cross the street, proudly maintaining your yard, hanging with your folks, or cleaning your room. But get real. You'd rather be playing video games. You can rent them from Blockbuster. They've got more of the coolest new Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis games for rent than anyone in the world. So dudes, why not get your games from Blockbuster? It's the mature thing to do.
That's Blockbuster Video. Wow. What a
Wow, that's a blast from the past, isn't it? I think there's only one still about. There is one Blockbuster still about, if I recall. There is one. It's in the middle of nowhere, but it's the only.
It's in parts unknown.
Yeah, it is. It is. But as I digress, we have Bubba Boudreaux, the Beast from Bayou, taking on the Red Hot Showtime after coming out of his big win against Adam Cage last week. He wants to keep going in his winning ways, but he's got a hell of a task facing off against a former IW Tag Team Champion.
What a match this was.
Oh, this was fantastic, boys. It was fists all around, man. It was just nothing but offense from both people, both men. Boudreaux getting advantage of Showtime because he's a bigger man. He's a big burly man.
Yeah.
Country boy, you know what I mean?
Both of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he was like, I wouldn't say he was ragdolling him, but he was just he was showcasing his power against Showtime with some like power slams and suplexes and whatnot, and Showtime manages to showcase his speed and technical ability by hitting multiple different chain moves against against Baba Boudreaux.
Right.
We both he hit Spotlight for a 2 count. Nearly got there, but it was I'd say 2.5, I guess. And Baba Boudreaux hit the reality check brainbuster for a very near fall. We thought he was done, but Showtime got the shoulder up on time. But like, Showtime tries to go for the Spotlight once again, but Baba Boudreaux sees it coming. He counters it and hits that almighty Boudreaux bomb and sits down for the pin, slaps it 1, 2, 3, and Baba Boudreaux wins.
We said last week that he had an agenda, and we found out what that agenda is. He wants the World Heavyweight Championship.
He does.
And now he's on a roll.
I guess. He is. He's a man possessed. You know, he wants that. He wants Nick Harrison, man.
Then again, you could say that for a lot of people in IW these days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's be real. If you don't want the IW World Heavyweight Championship, then you're in the wrong fucking business. Get out of here. Go like work and like.
You hear that, Sharon? You don't want the World Heavyweight title? Get the fuck out. I'm just playing, baby. I'm just playing, sweetie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
we have our fun.
We do have our fun, don't we?
Yeah.
Sounds good. We move on to tag team action now. We have the IW Tag Team Championships on the line. We have the Wealth, Adam Cage, and Thomas Marks taking on this newly formed tag team in New Jerusalem, Angel Reborn, or Gabriel.
Michael Alexander, I believe.
Gabriel Michael.
Alexander Michael, something like that.
Again, and Madame Toxica.
Right.
And this very physical match.
Yes, it was.
Both New Jerusalem had a big chip on their shoulders. They wanted the gold, you know. So they actually brought it to the champs, man. They came out swinging. Angel coming out with lots of offense, lots of high angle offense, slams, and
high might be the word.
But a lot of technical. Yeah, I know what you did there. A lot of technical ability with a lot of holds and slams and everything. But Cage managing to hit the kill switch for a near fall. Angel managing to hit. Correct me, man. What is Angel's finishing move?
The Black Hole Slam, I believe.
Oh, the Black Hole Slam. Yes. He hits the Black Hole Slam a couple of times for near falls. Then a few hot tag to Marks and Madame Toxica for a bit of fresh legs. Marks and Toxica just going out, to Marks. He's Mr. Intensity and Madame Toxica.
Miss Intensity.
Yes, the powerhouse himself just showing Marks why she's a dominant woman.
Yeah.
With a few fall away slams and a few fall forward slams, that was fine. Near falls for them. And they tag Angel and Cage back again. Angel tries to go for the Black Hole Slam again. Cage counters it, hits the Australian driver, and Marks was able to get Madame Toxica off the ropes. 1, 2, 3. The Cage gets the win on Gabriel.
Yeah, the dominant tag team champions. They were off last week. They were both in singles matches last week. And it just shows that that's the mark of a good tag team, Thom'as, that they come back together this week looking just as good as ever. And they've been the champs for a while now. And the wealth retained.
But that's not that's not to say like New Jerusalem wasn't good. Like, you know what I mean?
No, not taking anything away from New Jerusalem.
New Jerusalem were very game in this match. They were ready. They were looking for it, man.
Right. They just the experience factor, I believe, as a tag team caught up with them.
They're a fresh tag team.
Right.
But like, I believe like if the next week after they get a few more matches in, their chemistry would be a lot better. And
they can get scary. They can get really scary.
Oh yeah,
I do believe. Next up, we have the Hardcore Championship. Zodicus, the Z-Man, would defend against T-Bone Boudreaux, and what a match this was. This would start out just crazy, going out into the fans, into the stands of the Manhattan Center. Zodicus pulled out an old trick that he hasn't used in a while. He pulled that barbecue fork from his tights and just jabbed T-Bone Boudreaux right in the forehead with it. T-Bone would have none of that, though. They would battle their way back to the ring to where T-Bone would pull out a cinder block from underneath the ring and hit a package pile driver on Zodicus onto that cinder block, breaking it, demolishing it in half, in pieces, may I say. But only for a 2 count. Zodicus would try the Kali Ma, that stomach claw on T-Bone, but T-Bone would have none of that as he took Mrs. Boudreaux and slammed Zodicus upside the head with it. And he would hit the Big Easy double arm DDT onto Mrs. Boudreaux, using Zodicus' head as the bait. This match would keep going back and forth. T-Bone Boudreaux gave it all he had. He hit the Rougarou twice. Still couldn't get the pinfall. Zodicus, ever so resilient. This match came down to something that was so crazy that I got to say that it's probably the reason why I'm stuttering a little bit right now. Zodicus goes up underneath the ring, and he had to have planted this under the ring before everybody got there. Pulls out a bed of spikes. Brings out a bed of spikes into the ring.
Oh, shit.
Picks up T-Bone Boudreaux and gives a superplex to T-Bone Boudreaux onto that bed of spikes. Pins him on the bed of spikes 1, 2, 3 after a grueling
concussion, bro.
Grueling match. T-Bone Boudreaux this close on so many occasions, especially after that package powerbomb early in the match on the cinder block. He almost had the victory right there.
That's solid concrete. That's a cinder block, bro. That's
It was a cinder block at one time.
It is a cinder block. Cracked in half after Z-Man's bounce just cracked on the fucking middle of it, bro.
But this wasn't the end of it, though. Both men getting to their feet and bloodied as hell, shaking hands in the middle of the ring.
Sign of respect.
And as Zodicus is leaving, you hear that music. Doom, 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 doom.
Oh,
Darken Graves making his way and runs through that curtain, nailing Zodicus with a lariat and started just waylaying on haymakers on Zodicus, and picks up Zodicus and removes the padding outside and hits 2 Cradle of Filth pile drivers on Zodicus onto the concrete floor, to where Zodicus wasn't stretchered out, but he was helped out by referees. He was out of it, and Darken Graves just had his finger pointing in his face. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but these guys have had words all week. Darkin felt like Zodicus was in trying to involve himself in his business once again, and does he? Well, let's find out from the man himself what he had to say.
Chris Connolly, if you want to call that a win, a victory, you can keep that piece of shit strap. I don't want it. I never needed it. I don't want it. I had you beat. Everybody saw it right in the middle of the ring. That's for you, Chaos. You've never been on my radar before. Consider yourself unfortunate, because now you are. You, my friend, need to do exactly what Zodicus should have done and grow eyes in the back of your head. As for you, Zodicus, yeah, you come out the victor tonight, didn't you, brother? But after I got done wiping the floor with you in the Manhattan Center, you shouldn't look like a winner, you look like a loser. I told you, keep running that dick sucker, motherfucker, and I was gonna shut it for you, and you wouldn't listen. You never listen. You never have, never will. I've told you many times, there's only room for one devil in IW. There's only room for one entity, one sick, sadistic son of a bitch, and you're looking at it. That's why I chose tonight to end you before you can even begin again. Have fun nursing your wounds. Let this be a lesson to you, Captain Howdy. You don't fuck with Darkin Graves. You don't fuck with Darkin Graves. Now fuck off!
Yeah, shit. Message sent, bro. This is
We'll try to. Sharon, can you try to get an update on Zodicus' condition, please? Thank you.
yeah. They really took it to Zodicus, and of course these men have a history, a long history of each other.
I mean, 2 cradle filth pile drivers on the concrete floor. He could have broke his neck.
Yeah, he could have, but if I know Zodicus, man, that man, he's been through a lot of shit, a lot of crazy shit.
Sure has.
That motherfucker, somehow he still lives. I mean, fuck, James Park took him to the limit and damn near killed him. But
James Park and Darkin Graves both killed him, or they thought they did.
yeah, crucified him, but yeah, like as if the fucker's got a hidden Lazarus pit, bro.
I could have swore they chopped his body up and sent it to Beyond the Belts.
Yeah, I know, but no, but that fucker keeps coming back, and you know, whenever he comes out of that training room, man, he's gonna be gunning for Darkin Graves. You know what I mean?
This can't spell anything good for anyone.
He's gonna fuck him up. You know what I mean? He's gonna. But
We'll see.
I believe, like, the thing that you heard in the Titantron is like, I'm the reason you sleep at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it as good as you can.
No. We have. This is for like a winner. Well, gets a chance to win, like a contendership.
Right, number 1 contender match
for the IW World Heavyweight Championship. And high stakes, man. You have the fucking nuke face himself, the loaded gun Chad Bartlett, taking on Chicago Savage, Alan Arky's Chicago Savage, and man, this match was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a showcase of both 2 different styles of wrestling. You have
especially with the nuke face.
Especially nuke face. You have Chad Bartlett's traditional smash mouth style offense taking on Chicago Savage's eloquent, very eloquent, like chain wrestling, like classic catches can wrestling.
Right.
So, yeah. Professional wrestling at its finest, and you know, Chicago Savage definitely like showcased that in this match with using multiple different holds, trying to, you know, get Chad off his game, but Chad being Chad, he found a kink and was able to get some offense and fired off some high octane offense, some right hand, some big boots, everything. Man, he just unloaded the clip onto Chicago Savage. But Chicago Savage being the Picasso and all that, he manages to get three-peat a few times for a few near falls, and he manages to get Sears Tower for a very near fall on Chad Bartlett.
Right, it was close.
But at the pinnacle, that was that Chicago Savage tries to go for that springboard Sears Tower on him, but Chad manages to catch him, and he goes and hits the Nagasaki 1945, boys, and the referee slaps it 1, 2, 3. Chad Bartlett wins.
The nuke face. I'll tell you what, Thom'as, it may turn out to be that the last week's loss to Dark and Graves may be a blessing in disguise for Chad Bartlett, because it sure did open up a whole different side of Chad Bartlett that we haven't seen.
Absolutely, and not to discredit Chicago Savage. Savage
gave one hell of a fight.
Extremely game. He took it to Chad Bartlett, man.
He's always game.
That guy has a goal. His end goal being the Rumble, and he wants to win the Rumble and finally get his chance to get the big one. You know what I mean? Which I do very much that he deserves. But
yeah. Congratulations to the nuke face, Chad Bartlett. And I'm glad you said that about the Rumble. Speaking of the Rumble, IW Universe, as soon as this goes off the air, go to the iWrestling Facebook group. I myself, the Mark Matt Graves, will be hosting a live drawing. I will be picking the numbers right after this show goes off the air. Head straight to the Facebook group, and I will be picking the numbers at random, and we will find out who's going to be where in the Rumble. That will be as soon as this broadcast goes off. Before we get to our double main event, though, let's hear a word from our last sponsor, Nintendo and Dr. Mario.
Whoa! Dr. Killer games from Nintendo. Dr. Mario, wow. But it ain't what you think. You get to zap these viruses, and with 2 players, you can actually trash the other guy. Remember, kids, try this at home. Hey, you can get it for Game Boy, too.
I can't wait to get that. I'm ready for that to come out.
Yeah, man. Classic. Fucking classic, bro. Yeah.
I hope it's. I hope you can play online with it.
Yeah. Absolutely, and for the Nintendo Switch and whatnot.
Yeah.
Nintendo Online. Yeah.
All joking aside, now we get very serious. Non-sanctioned type serious.
As a matter of fact, we got pre-recorded comments from Rocky T. Let's go there now.
All right, Rocky, you're about to go out there. You have any last words?
Yeah, last words. Oh, I'm trying to stay cool, calm, and collective. Oh, I know one thing. This is going to be the end. The end of this war between the Black and Blue Crew and the Wealth. I'm hyped. I'm going to bring the fire. Oh, yeah. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I can't even wait to get in the ring. As a matter of fact, Unfiltered Animal, get your ass out here. Come on, boy. There you are.
There would be no introductions, no entrances. The lights were out, and these guys come out the gate, out the gorilla, brawling.
It was a fight.
Yeah, it was a fight. they would end up getting by at ringside. Rock would get the upper hand on unfiltered animal at first. Excuse me. He would set up a table, which I thought was going to be over right away because Rock sets unfiltered animal onto a table and hits the leg drop from off the top onto the table to the floor, but only for a 2 count. He would even hit the whatever it takes, and something just you saw it in Rock's eyes. He could have pinned him for the whatever it takes, and he picked his head up, and he wasn't done. He shook his head. No, he wasn't done, and that's when Unfiltered Animal hit an elbow to the gut, and Unfiltered Animal started taking over a little bit.
Yeah.
Unfiltered Animal got himself a chair, started waylaying chair shot after chair shot. Think Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka in ECW. That's what type of chair shots I'm talking about. Grant Miller was nailing Rocky T with chair shots, and Rocky T was saying, hit me again, blood pouring down the face of Rocky T. And finally, Unfiltered Animal hit him in the gut with it one time, slammed it on the top of his head, and Rock was down, and the thought was out for good. 2 3/4 count. He would pick up Rock and go for a Death Valley driver and nail it. But he would go for the pinfall and 1-2, and just like Rock did before, Grant, Unfiltered Animal, would pick Rocky T's head up and say, no, I'm not done with you yet. Unfiltered Animal found some barbed wire underneath the ring.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Unfiltered Animal taped his fist up real good with that white athletic tape and wrapped the barbed wire around his fist and just started hit just left hands.
Oh, yeah.
Right into the already busted open face of Rocky T. This one was just as brutal as the Zodicus T-Bone Boudreaux match.
We call that the Stinger.
Yeah. What it would come down to was the Rocky was Rocky T hitting whatever it takes again, and this time he pulled something that we haven't seen in a long time, and old school wrestling fans might be familiar with this. Rocky T pulled out a coal miner's glove from underneath the ring. And if anybody knows what a coal miner's glove is, it's a weighted glove with
a big black glove that
it's got a bar of iron and
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. He would grab the back of Unfiltered Animal's hair and deliver 3 shots. The first one busting him open, wide open. 2 more shots delivered to the Unfiltered Animal. And Unfiltered Animal, he gave it his all. He gave it a great effort. But after those shots with the coal miner's glove, Rocky T, went for the cover 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, the match was over. But out come the Welsh music hits. Out comes Adam Cage. Unbeknownst to Adam Cage, Rock still got the coal miner's glove on. Adam Cage runs in. Rock nails him with the coal miner's glove. Knocks out Adam Cage unconscious. And Rock's hand is raised in victory. Rocky T defeating the Unfiltered Animal and getting a measure of revenge on Adam Cage as well. Your thoughts?
Fucking hell. What can I say? That was a fucking fight. It was a fight. And, Rocky T was gearing up for this. He wanted revenge for his poor pooch that was burnt by the wealth, and and revenge for the clubhouse that was exploded. I mean, destroyed by the wealth. And he got a level of revenge this week against Unfiltered Animal, and Adam Cage getting a shot from the coal miner's glove. At one point in this match, man, I'm surprised that Rocky T was able to fucking see. Hit his opponent, because he was covered in blood in his eyes.
Ric Flair type kind of blood, crimson.
Yeah, like Ric Flair versus Mick Foley in TNA, sacrifice or something like that shit.
Yeah,
it wasn't sacrifice. I found a resolution, and that shit. that sort of level covering, and man, I'm surprised he was able to fucking see. But Rocky being just, I suppose that adrenaline is going. He's like, fuck it, and yeah, those weighted gloves, man. I don't know how tough you are. You're not gonna last long with a weighted fucking coal miner's glove. I'm sorry.
And only Rocky T would pull out something like that. That's a very old school. I think the last time they had a coal miner's glove match was Halloween Havoc '92. It was Sting and Jake the Snake Roberts in a coal miner's glove match.
But yeah, that was something else.
Congrats, Rocky T.
We now move on to the main event of the evening for the IW World Heavyweight Championship match, a fatal four-way. We have the Professor, Nick Harrison.
The Prof!
The Hall of Famer's Hall of Famer. Superstar's superstar.
TikToker of all TikTokers.
Former TikTok champion. The Professor. Taking on Black and Blue Crew's EAP. We have the main event, Matt Storm. And we have Chaos in the fatal four-way match. And man, this was something else, bro. This was carnage.
Yeah.
Whatever was carnage. It was fatal four-way. There was
Chaos walking down the ring. He was looking in the back of his head, walking down the ring, thinking he was.
Yeah, he was looking over his shoulder for a bit because he was looking over to see if Dark and Graves was lurking about, but he wasn't. So he was good, but still, it was just carnage, man. It was like every man for himself, as you know. There was a lot of fists flying, a lot of shots on the outside. People getting hit in the barricade. EAP hitting the ghetto blaster a few times. Mike Storm hitting the eye of the storm a few times through I think he hit Chaos through a table, the announcer's desk with the storm. It was crazy.
The Spanish announce table.
Yeah.
There's always somebody there to break up the pinfall, though.
Oh yeah, always. The Prof himself break up a few pinfalls. The Prof hitting getting the master class on EAP for a bit, but he managed to maneuver himself outside so he could break the hold because there's no rope breaks in a fatal four-way.
Right.
So he used his intuition with that, but in the pinnacle of the match was everyone else were all kicking the absolute shite out of each other. Just Matt Storm tried to take a pop at the Professor, tried to get him up and hit the eye of the storm. But the Professor, being the educated man that he is and the champ and all, he was able to counter that shit. And he hits the dropping of the GPA.
Yeah, the grade point average.
And he got it. He hits it clutch, man. 1, 2, 3, and your winner, and still IW World Heavyweight Champion, the Professor himself.
The Prof!
The Prof, man!
No, you can't say that like that. Only we can say that like that.
With no Church in the Wild fucking blurring out in the PA system, people were...
They were on their feet.
They were on their feet. They
wanted to be TikTok famous. They wanted their 15 seconds of fame.
Fucking right. And that was the closing of the show, folks. That was that.
Like we do every week, Thom'as, what did we take away this week? Every week it seems to get a little bit crazier.
We have a new TV champion in the form of the Extreme One, Chris Conley.
Upending the long streak of Dark and Graves there. Congratulations, Chris.
Congratulations, Chris. Billy Gore getting a W against the Chosen One, Michael Parker.
Right.
We had
30 minute draw. Time limit draw.
We had a draw against the Doomsayer and the Hammer. And we had the Asian Badass beating Johnny Rotten. We had Necro getting another W against DCD.
And we also saw that as above, so below.
Yes,
we gotta investigate more into that.
Yeah, we do. We need to look into that.
Saw James Park, very dominant performance, looking like James Park, like he's never looked before, over Rick Sabbath.
We had an all-star match. Bubba Boudreaux both men putting on a show. We had Bubba Boudreaux beating Showtime in a hell of a match. We had the Wealth retain the IW Tag Team Champions against the very game New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
The champs.
The bed of spikes. Zodicus. I've never seen something like this. A superplex onto a bed of spikes. But then we also saw Dark and Graves put Zodicus in the hospital for the night.
And we're wondering.
What's that?
Yeah, we are wondering.
Zodicus did get taken to a local hospital. He was treated for neck abrasions, but has checked himself out. So Zodicus is not. He's not in the hospital. He has checked himself out. I just got word from Sharon.
Good man. He's all good in the hood. But we have Chad Bartlett winning his chance against a stellar match against Chicago Savage to win a chance to face against the champion Nick Harrison at the Rumble.
What an event that's going to be.
That's going to be brilliant. We had that
Rocky T
fucking fight, that unsanctioned match against Rocky and Young Felder Animal. That damn coal miners club, bro.
Yeah. Ugh.
When Cage getting one for himself.
He. I gotta say, I'm trying to be as unbiased here, but why would Adam Cage insert himself into that match like that, knowing what was gonna happen?
The Wealth are a band of brothers. You know what I mean? I suppose.
I know.
Albert is just, but then he ends up getting blasted. So, yeah, I wouldn't
run out on Rocky T to begin with, but I wouldn't run out on Rocky T when he's got a coal miner's glove on his hand.
Well, he didn't really know he had a fucking coal miner's glove, so he kind of he was going into.
He knew. He knows now.
He knows now. He's probably gonna feel it in the next morning. I tell you that much. That's gonna be a sore motherfucker and a crabbed motherfucker at that. And
Nick Harrison.
We have Nick Harrison showing us all once again why he is the champ, taking on EAP, Matt Storm, and Chaos, pinning Matt Storm to win that Fatal 4-Way. And he goes into the Rumble still champion. But do you know, man, in past Rumbles in iWrestling, that the champ isn't necessarily, they're not in the clear. You know what I mean? Because there's shits in the line. You know, the person who wins the Rumble gets a chance to be the next in line to face against the champ, or they get the choice to be face against any champ, but mostly it's against the IW World Champ.
Right.
So,
and speaking of the Rumble, if you're watching right now, and hopefully to God you're still watching, as soon as we go off the air, go on Facebook, get into the iWrestling group. I'm just going to take off my sports coat, and I'm going to go right to the drawing. We're going to have a live drawing. I'm going to draw every name, all 30 participants, out of that hat, and I will tell you who's going to land where. There's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some shock value, and there's going to be me, the Mark Matt Graves. So tune on into that after we get off the air here.
Yes, the Rumble listing.
Right. As always, Thom'as, I'd like to leave the last word to you, my friend.
Oh yeah, that from all of us here in IW headquarters and outside the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, I am Thom'as Devlin. This is the Mark, and take her easy, folks, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you, folks.